Hi. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Thank you all for joining us tonight for the inaugural lecture of this fall semester. Let me start by recognizing and acknowledging that we are on the lands of the Peoria, Kaskaskia, Piankasha, Wea, Miami, Mascoutin, Odawa, Sauk, Meskwaki, Kickapoo, Potawatomi, Ojibwe, and Chickasaw nations. These lands were the traditional territory of these native nations prior to their forced removal. These lands continue to carry the stories of these nations and their struggles for survival and identity. As a land-grant institution, the University of Illinois has a particular responsibility to acknowledge the peoples of these lands, as well as the histories of this possession that have allowed for the growth of this institution for the past 150 years. We are also obligated to reflect on and actively address these histories and the role that this university has played in shaping them. This acknowledgement and the centering of Native peoples is a start as we move forward for the next 150 years. In the face of today's social and environmental urgencies, under the title Critical Practice, this fall's School of Architecture's lecture series invites us to reflect on the evolving role of designers as critical agents in shaping equitable, resilient, and culturally grounded futures. Contributing practitioners and educators working across architecture, landscape, and urbanism activate design as a tool for critique, transformation, and care. Together, these voices sketch a field in motion, one that actively reshapes what it means to practice today. And truly, we could not imagine a better practitioner and educator to inaugurate this year's series than Professor Enric Batlle. Professor Batlle's work and pedagogy embody an expansive and generous understanding of architecture and landscape. Through both practice and academic leadership, he demonstrates the discipline's potential to operate across scales, contexts, and modes of practice. Enrique is not only an outstanding example of a critical practitioner, teacher, and academic leader, but also an inspiring mentor who has guided the paths of countless students and collaborators with empathy, generosity, and vision. Beyond the classroom and studio, he shapes long-lasting relationships and networks of practice, research, and public service. His collaborative spirit is also reflected in the partnership he has fostered between our programs in architecture and landscape here at Illinois, the Master of Landscape Architecture at the Polytechnic University of Catalonia, which he directs, and the Metropolitan Area of Barcelona public body. Launched online during the pandemic and soon expanded into an in-person international workshop, the initiative brings Illinois students to Barcelona to work with peers there, engaging in transdisciplinary teams and learning to navigate cultural, disciplinary, and geographic boundaries. Since fall 2021, 61 Illinois students have benefited from this joint adventure, an experience that not only deepens their design education, but also strengthens institutional ties across the Atlantic, underscoring Professor Batlle's commitment to building bridges between disciplines, between cultures, and between practices and academia. Thank you for this opportunity. We could not be most thankful to our host program there. Professor Batlle belongs, I will say a little bit about him, belongs to a pioneering generation of architects who became landscape architects under the guidance of visionary figures like Manuel Rivaspiera and Rosa Barba, founders of the first Master of Landscape Architecture in Spain. Recognizing the limitations of conventional planning to address the layered and complex challenges of our environment, they turned to landscape in search of new, more hybrid tools. Their transdisciplinary approach to territory and the city, radical at that time, laid radicality laid the foundation for a new way of thinking and designing. From those early days, Professor Batlle has carried this lineage of critical thought into his own teaching, practice, and leadership. Our paths have intersected at various moments, from the Landscape Biennial to professional boards to academic collaborations, and his example has always been one of energy, innovation, and generosity. Today, we welcome him not only as a colleague and also a friend, but as a voice actively reshaping what it means to teach and practice architecture and landscape today. He earned both degrees in both architecture and landscape at the UPC and holds a PhD in architecture. In 1981, Enrique co-founded Batlle Roig, one of Spain's most dynamic and influential architecture and landscape practices, which now includes more than 200 professionals and offices in diverse cities in Spain. His projects span architecture, planning, and landscape, and consistently integrate ecological and social responsibility. Batlle Roig's work has been internationally recognized with awards such as the World Architectural Festival, the European Prize for Urban Public Space, the International Architecture Awards, and the iconic awards, just to mention some. The firm's research has been showcased at the Venice Architecture Biennial, most notably at the Farming the Life exhibition, and more in 2016, and more recently at the 2025 Spanish Pavilion. I'm almost done. As a scholar, Professor Batlle has been equally prolific. His book, The Metropolis Garden, received the FAT Prize for Theory and Criticism, while his more recent publication, Merging City and Nature, sets out 30 commitments to address the climate emergency through design. This ongoing inquiry into how to weave ecological system infrastructures and urban life into symbiotic relationships frames the lecture we will hear tonight. Professor Batlle reminds us that cities must be understood as complex systems where ecological, social, and urban networks interconnect. Only through these layered relationships can we achieve the bioclimatic quality needed to address climate change and ensure resilient urban environments. He will share with us his reflections and his work today, that can guide, and his methodologies to guide urban and territorial design, which strengthen ecological corridors and water systems, reactivate obsolete urban fabrics through mixed uses and public space. I think that central to this approach is the idea of green infrastructure as productive and multifunctional, fostering biodiversity, supporting renewable energies, managing water efficiently, enable food production, and offering places of recreation. In this way, I guess merging city and nature is not just about inserting vegetation into urban space, but about reimagining the city as an inclusive, resilient, and habitable environment. After many years of hoping to drag him here, we are thrilled to finally have Professor Batlle with us tonight. Please join me in welcoming Professor Enric Batlle to the stage.
Well, thank you, Sarah. A long presentation. It's a pleasure for me to be here. Sarah won't, and I stay here. Thank you to the school for the invitation. Also, I arrived with a book for the school, the book of the Merging City and Nature. And I will try to explain some ideas through some projects. I like to explain with the practice, with projects, but also with the projects I will try to explain these ideas that sometimes are in our projects. This idea that is public to merge the city with the nature through the public spaces, but also when we build new areas of the city, or we remove or change some areas of them. For the reason, and I know that I stay in a school that has a school of architecture, I think, a school of landscape architecture, and a school of urban planners. I don't know if there are some people from urban planner, but I normally say that we need to cross another time the three disciplines. I like a lot to cross these three disciplines. I don't understand when we separate these decisions in between one thing and the other thing and the other thing. For the reason I try to explain today, at the beginning, the presentation that I arrived 3 days ago was more all about landscape, because normally I like a lot to present a landscape. But at the end, I changed some things, and I will present 3 landscapes, 2 new areas that are working in the city, 2 buildings. One building is dedicated to the director. And perhaps if I have time, I will present our garden. Well, the first project, it's smaller, but it's important, is to understand that we can change the cities in all the places, we arrived to Barcelona, and we have a highway that it's a circle in all the city, and in many projects, this is not the first project that try to increase the quality, connect the 2 parts of the city, because sometimes the infrastructures cut the relationships between the areas of our cities. Our cities are designed from the cars, and then our citizens say that they want good connections, better connections. include this motorway was good designed because it was a motorway that was designed with 2 levels, but in other parts of the city, this was covered. And this was one of the last that people say, well, we want that this covered, no? But also they want nature. And then how we put nature in this place, no? And also, what is the system to work in this situation? In this project, we try to say that we want to put earth or to put trees, but normally, well, there are problems because the engineers design a big piece of concrete with a few space to put earth and trees, and then we decide this dune, no, perhaps, or piece that with one size that where is possible to put trees. But also, this afternoon we speak with the students of the studio, Sara, no, about new qualities that, for example, in Barcelona now people ask, no? For example, shadow, no? Shadow the city. No? Sometimes in this moment the council is working in many pergolas, in many covers for the streets. We normally, because I always explain that I am landscape architect because I am the son of a gardener. No, my father was a gardener. No? I always think that it's better to put trees. No? To put trees because if you have time, no, like in your streets here in Urbana near the house of Sara, no, that are wonderful shadows. But if you don't have time to wait for the shadow of the trees, well, the pergolas, no, can be good. In this case, the project is to work in this dune and in these pergolas, no, that produce the shadow over this new square that are over the highway that are under the place. Also, in the last years, this is a project that only with 2 or 3 years or less, we in the last years we recover to use natural materials, if it's possible. No? If it's possible. Local stone, wood in this pergola, that also is a pergola that has solar production. We produce energy, electricity, with all the elements that we have over this pergola that you see now in this place, no? That you can see now in this small video. It's only to begin with different ideas about connections, about materials, about production of productivity in the city, about to create spaces friendly for our citizens, no, in the city. Well, the second project that I will explain when we finish with the video, it's different. It's more, has more levels, no? But I have prepared to begin with this. This project is in the end of Diagonal. Diagonal is main street in Barcelona, cross all the famous grid of Barcelona, 11 kilometers from the sea, and we have a good quality pedestrian. It's possible to go to walk, to go by bike. Also was designed with a different parks. A famous landscape architect in the 1930 designed a symmetrical section with a group of trees that is possible to connect from one place to other. But all these 11 kilometers of the diagonal, perhaps here we will need the map of all Barcelona, with this line that this exists before. This is the School of Architecture of Barcelona is here, no? But these are finished in this park, called Parc de Cervantes, but it was impossible to cross this. Another time, we arrived to the same problem that we have in our cities, no? Because when in the 19th for the Olympic Games, that we designed many things very well, no? They designed this motorway for cars with the typical crossing with all the directions, but was impossible to walk or to cycle in between the two parts of the city because we design infrastructures without this quality. And then this project begin with this idea, how to cross this place. Sometimes these projects are the most important, because I will explain first this idea, and you will say after what are the possibilities one time we cross the problem, because we see this, that after that we design all this area where we design a connection with the mountain and with a natural space. But without this connection, was impossible. Sometimes these small projects are the most important, because are the projects that produce the connection in between two worlds. No? This first part are only 800 meters that connect in between all the lines of the crossing this situation, with in the border of the highway, with a new bridge under the other to arrive to the other place. It's a very small, 4 or 5 meters sometimes, because it's in the slope, and you see here, no? Also with a stone in the wall, using all the trees that we can find in this border, no? And now you will see the connection in between. No? This project is a project that is, in this moment, is used all the days, in all the hours. Everybody goes to the schools, to go to the other city, to go to the mountain, to connect. No? In our ideas, the connectivity to connect one place and the other place is always designed. Today I explained with the students about if it's better a park as a line or a park as a closed space. No? And that, no? In this moment, happened that people, I think that people like to go to one place to other place, no? To be the capability to arrive to the nearest natural space, no? And not to arrive to a place that you stay closet and that. In this moment, with this way that I explained, it's possible to arrive to a lot of spaces that are the second part was an urban plan at the beginning. And in this place that you see at left is a place with an old street that wasn't built because the principal electric lines that enter in the city of Barcelona enter for this space. And then the city decided that they will put the electric lines under the earth, and then was possible to build the new order. The first designs about this place was this drawing that you see here. No? That you see that this is a drawing with a principal street in the middle with 1, 2, 3, and 4 roundabouts. There are one thing that I don't like, no? That are the roundabouts. No? The roundabouts for cars. No? But, well, today also we speak about that. You can say that I don't like, but you need to put in relation, no? With people, no? And then, well, we design another plan, and we change this plan, and then we design this other drawing that perhaps is very similar, but if you see only only 1 second, you see that we have 2 streets with a green piece in the middle, no? That at the end is a roundabout. But it's a roundabout designed from the landscape. No? Our theory is that all is possible to design from the landscape. No? What is the first thing? If this was approved, perhaps as a landscape architect, somebody will commission us to design a park in these green pieces. But it's not the same if I change the drawing of the streets and I achieve these qualities that you see in this place. Well, it's only to say that it's possible to change. Also, this new green boulevard, that under the green boulevard there are the electric lines, no? and also is a roundabout, happened a special thing. That what was not in the beginning of the commission. That is that when we connect this space with the mountains and with the natural mountains, we decided to plan, because also the budget was very pequeño, that we decided to plant different seeds. And one of the seeds was alfalfa. Alfalfa, I think that is the same in English. No? And what happened? That still exists a shepherd in the mountains of Barcelona. And then the shepherd decided to enter with the sheep inside the city. And what happened after that? That the police forbidden the shepherd to enter. And then we has transformed this idea in our manifesto. No? It's a manifesto, no? Idea that is possible a city with more relations in between the interior and the exterior. I know that in this moment I am in a university that you have many fields around, no? But I am speaking about cities that people think that the nature is very far, no? Very far. Well, this is this project that also we use many things, many times to explain this idea of connectivity between the interior of the city and outside. Also, you see that at left of this boulevard, we design a park where there are the paths that people, bikes can connect with the mountain, and also we decide the position of all the plots where there are many buildings. But I always prefer to explain the plan from the landscape, not from the buildings that appear in this other situation that are, in this moment, are in construction in all these plots at the right of the new boulevard, no? Of the new boulevard in this place. Now you will see some images about the ships and the green boulevard and all this idea. This is in connection with the pedestrian path that you see before. This is different acts that we prepare. Is a place that also we use as a event hall. A place. These you see before are 400 international students in Barcelona. I am in the middle, explaining them that exists another model of city. With the presentation was prepared. In the middle are two people, the shepherd and me. And then arrived TV, the Spanish TV, but only speak with the shepherd, no? Because the new thing, the new idea was this possibility. These are the students of our master working in this idea. Well, this project still continues with the idea that one time we resolve the big problem of the pass under the motorway. We designed the new neighborhood here. The cities that are in this part say, well, we want continue the connection. And then we change all the other section of the streets. In this case, we only change the urban design of the streets. And happen one special thing for us, that is the council say, you can redesign the rotunda, the roundabout. No? That we don't like. But in this moment, as a landscape architect, the commission was to change, but not to eliminate the roundabout, and also all the streets in this part. But well, we use this to experiment new things, and we say, well, if we, Batlle need to design a roundabout, perhaps we can study if it's possible to use the roundabout for other things. And then we decided that the roundabout will be a place that recollected all the water of the space as a new a wetland, a small wetland, that collect all the water that arrived to this place to introduce in the water, like a sponge city no? That you see in these images the day that rain a lot. No? This is the section of the avenues that change because it's possible to connect with Barcelona through the first pedestrian line that you see. And the new culture to introduce the water, to recollect the water, and to conserve in this place. The third landscape is in a city near Barcelona, and also is to introduce the same concepts of connectivity, but also a concept that every time we give more importance, that is the identity, no? To conserve or to find new identities. No? In this case, this was an old path that exists in this city that connect the interior of the city with the surroundings. Because under this path, there are the water connection, the arrival of the water from the mountains to the interior of the city. The name is in Catalan, Boca de la Mina, but Boca de la Mina means that goes to the place where they take the water to arrive to the city. But this space was a promenade with those two trees that connect all the houses in the surroundings and arrive to an hospital and to the place where they take the water. This was a difficult commission for us, no? Because the project that we liked it as the project was, no? It seems that it's difficult to design where you like the place, no? And all the things are very good. No? Also, the edges with the houses are with these aesthetics, with ceramics, as in the campus, no? And with many trees and things. No? And then, well, we try to understand what are the spaces that we can use. No? In some places, in some areas are only 7 or 8 meters, but so in some places we have more space, and we arrive to the place where there are the space where they recollected the water to enter in the city. Well, this is the path. No? Two trees, one space to walk and to cycle if you want. Well, in this area, we designed it with the idea only small things. The trees always need more space to grow. The soft area, we want to conserve the soft areas with sun because we don't have grass, no? But also we like to offer to the city a hard part. And then we design a section with different qualities with a space for all the things, no? And then people can walk. We recollected the water in the two parts. We have the hard part. What materials well, if all the houses work with ceramics, is as the regulations in this campus. No? we put to the project the same regulations. We decided that we will design all the elements, the banks, the pavements, the elements, with ceramics as the elements that exist before in this space. No? For the reason you see that all the elements are in relation with this. Also, places where it's possible to understand the history of the place, where there are an old fountain that exists here that you see in this moment. And we arrive to the Boca de la Mina, the place where there are the Boca means bush, mouse, no? The place where the water goes out, and where in the old pictures we see this picture, no? That at the end now is a sculpture, no? That you see in this place, that also we use to explain that our project is only the same project, the same space that in the past exists here, no? That we also has improved the quality, the the function of the elements, but with this idea that I explained before, that we try to conserve the identity of the place. Well, now I will explain two new areas that we are in the project for the new developments in Barcelona, with this idea of eco-districts, no? That we try to, well, I will explain this through the images. The first is in a place that now they call Roca City, and Roca is a, perhaps you know, I don't know if it's in the States, but it's a very famous brand that produce elements for the bath, for the housing. And this is, at the moment, is all an area that was an industrial area. Still, in this moment, a big part in production. Roca has this area that you see here, no? all the factory, no? And well, the commissions, when you are an urban planner, the commission arrive like that, no? And they say, well, you need to decide it, how is I can order this, no? What is the first thing that you decided in a place like that? I think that sometimes the ideas change, no? Normally there are people that at the beginning perhaps think in the place for the new streets. For the new streets, no? This is the more normal, to think the place for the new streets. But perhaps it's possible to think other things. Normally in other projects, today I don't explain a project, perhaps I forget one project, but well, it's the same. The idea is, do you understand the same? Normally we think, well, the first thing to think is where we will design the new public space, no? But it's difficult to find, well, I put the new public space in this place like that. The third thing was, in this project, was the heritage. And then this is new in our office, in places like that. Because normally in Barcelona, we have worked in spaces that like that, and the first thing that the developers do is to take out all until the place is flat, and then the designers began to think. No? And then we see, well, perhaps there are some things here that is possible to conserve, to use in the new city that we will build here, in the new eco-district, no? And then perhaps we will find identity in this place. And then the plan in this moment is more or less like that. It's very difficult to understand, but I think that in this moment, I visit in the world different new eco-districts, no? And in this moment, when you see a new eco-district or a new part of the city, if it's very easy to understand, is that is a bad place. It's better if it's difficult to understand. Why? Because I think that the complexity of the things that happen in the city has plans that at the beginning perhaps for you is difficult to understand. But well, if I explain, you see one that we design a few streets, no? Not too much streets, because now we don't like cars in Barcelona. And then only with one street and two streets that I will show now where are important. Second thing, we conserve different industrial structures. We build new buildings for the company, and at the end happened an important thing, that Roca decided that we'll build the new headquarters of the company in the place. At the beginning, the idea of Roca was to go to another place, no? And to build other buildings and to build housing here. At the end, they say, well, perhaps this will be a very important, like Roca City. Perhaps we need to still here. And then we begin to conserve some structures, all structures, and also to design the new place. And at the end, happened another thing that that wasn't in the ideas that the city had at the beginning. Well, I explain later. The streets in relation with the places. This is the thing that happened at the end, that it was water. Water and geography. We conserve some structures, you will see, but also happened that in many projects of Batlle we conserve the old geography of the small rivers that exist in the place. Here, at the beginning, we didn't see, because all was industrial. But in all the places rain, in all the places exist something. And then we find that it's possible to recover the old small river that in the past passed through this place and to use as a new center of the place, as the new park of the place. And then we recover this space, we take out this idea. The new neighborhood is like that, is in projects, there are different projects. This is the idea that about all the buildings is possible to conserve something. We decide to conserve all this, that is possible to use for the headquarters, but also is possible to conserve in public space. This is a mix in between the interior and the exterior that is possible to change. This is the plan of the water that Roca, many years ago, do. Two small rivers are connected with two pipes to the river that continue in this place. In the plan of the city was that was impossible to recover the past. We are speaking about this, all is possible. It's possible to create new natures, to recover things that man has destroyed. And then we decided to build the new river as a center of this space. No? That is this idea that is to collect the water of the Rhine, but also to connect the small river that was in the past here in the middle of this neighborhood. No? That now will use for the build the new uses with a mixed use, with diversity of uses, with high density, with housing, with facilities, and also with the headquarters of Roca in this place. With this conservation of all structures, in some places as a pergolas. If we build pergolas, in the first project I explained that we like pergolas to give shadows. Well, if we find all structures, well, the best pergolas can be these all structures that we use in this place, or we design the new headquarters. The second project was in other industrial area called Mercedes. Mercedes is a car mark, brand, no? That this was the place in Barcelona where they produce the Mercedes. In this picture, you see only one part, but when we arrived, all the area was full of all buildings that also the developer will want to take out. In this case, we arrived a little bit late, and all these were out, and at the end, the developer also want to take out all this, but we explained to the developer that perhaps with these new ideas, no, it's possible to conserve. Because these buildings, in this case, are buildings from 1951, no? That don't have any protection. Because in Barcelona, in this moment, we protect until the 1930s, more or less, but not 1950s, 1960s. No? In this moment, they want to protect. But, well, we say to the developer, well, this is very good. It's from an architect called Terradas that was very interesting. And the white part that you see seems nothing, but it's a 20,000 square meters with a beautiful steel structure inside. And then we create here a new eco-district that we will see that conserve some buildings, conserve the biggest structure of the main piece as a new plaza, the new square of the district, and decided a public space that is different things. This is the connections to streets that cross the place. This is the things that we conserve, this building. In some of the buildings there are different projects because sometimes people decided that this is nothing, that it's possible to demolish these things. No? These things that has these capabilities, this is possible to put 2,000 kilos here, cars, and then this is a project for a new school in this place or places. The big space that was the production hall, we decided that perhaps it's better don't use as a building and to use as a plaza, as the heart of the place, as the Mercedes Square, the place that will connect all the buildings in the surroundings of the place. No? And the other idea is that, say, well, this space that don't have cars, perhaps it's not necessary to put new streets inside. And then all the entrance to the car parks are in the perimeter, and then we design all the connections, all the streets inside the place, because we put the cars inside, as a pedestrian streets that collect the water. Another time the idea that water is the most important as this building that you see here, as a sponge city that collect all the water to irrigate another train or to create biodiversity. And also there are ideas about the production of energy. In the plaza there are electric production and other histories about energy to achieve a place that can be self-sufficient. Well, now I will explain two buildings, but with different ideas and also some ideas that are in connection with that. The first building is in 22 at a new district that was the old industrial area of Barcelona, and this building is in relation with a plan that we're making two islands. This is the building near the Jean Nouvel Tower, and it's a building that also is in relation with an old building that we conserve in relation with this building. No? Also, in this case, the developers want to demolish, always the developers want to demolish the old buildings. And also, the idea is that it's possible to connect this identity with this. This was an old place to produce textiles and is in the middle of the typical grid of Barcelona, was in very bad state. And here, the commission is a building for a state of building that is in relation with telecommunications, the Communications Market Commission. And for this reason, we connect another time this idea of relation with the heritage, relation with that we need solar protections, like pergolas, no? Also that we need green spaces. We will see that in the building, in this office building, there are patios, terraces, and other things. You will see later. And also with the identity of the client, of the brand, no? Because we explain, it's normally when the architects explain things like that, is seems not true, but well, we try to explain to the client that these lines, these horizontal lines like that, are like wave, ondas, wave, no, wave that are that goes to the to the space, no, to arrive to another space, no, like emission of wave, no, like that, no, and then. But at the same time, for us, the most important is that are the solar protection of the building, because in our climate, to build glass buildings, no, is very it's very bad, but also people that want office buildings want many glass in the building. And for the reason, we work with this idea. Also, we use these pieces, this wave, no, to connect with the old building, no, because are the protections and also the protection of the new trees that we put here, no, and to put in relation the two buildings. And also we use the same colors or the same connection that the ceramic wall of the old building. No? You see here the old building, only there are car park in the new building, and put in connection this idea. The plans are different, but the important thing here was that we use this building also as a big shadow building. No? We have other projects, we like a lot the shadow buildings, these protections as we see in the first pergola. No? And this shadow building in different plans produce this space, or these spaces that are terraces. No? Well, now begin to be normal, but in the 10 years ago or 15 days ago in Barcelona, the office buildings never have terraces. Terraces, I say, open spaces. No? Now, we have built many office buildings with terraces, no? With spaces to be outside, in this case with solar protection, in a building that has these capabilities that also are in relation with ventilation, with shadow, with protection from the sun, and in the old building also we produce some patios to give light, but also to make new ventilations. This building that has this relationship with the form of the idea of the building of waves, no? Has these lamas, no sé cómo es diu, this protection, these lines, well, these slides or this protection of this. No? Well, here we say the lobby, the terraces, the entrance. From the interior of the plants, the distance, do you have the 100 vision? No? We explained that, well, sometimes the architects, we work in between the protection with small windows or with many protection. In this case, the commission, the people that commission us these buildings, they say, no, we want 100% of vision, no? 100% of vision. But at the same time, don't have sense to build all this with glass, no? For the reason we protect all the distance in between the two floors, and also with this slide, with this, I don't know the name, no? of the place in this case. Well, this is in the old building that we conserve. Well, the problem here, the first problem was to conserve, no? Because the developer want to take out. The second was that we want to use the roof of this building, and not only to use, if not to put trees, to put new vegetation, no? And this. For the reason we reinforce the structure, not under, because we want to conserve the form of the ceiling that you will see now. I think that you see here, no? And also we conserve the structure because we reinforce all the building in the roof, no? In the part over the roof. And then we produce these patios to give light to the different uses that exist in this building. Well, this is the idea of this building, and well, I will explain now another building. This building is in relation with a stadium from our football club in Barcelona. No? I know that you here don't play many football, play more other sports, but there are some ideas that are interesting in this case. also in relation with identity, but also with the form, the relationship with the form to arrive to this kind of buildings. Also to explain that this is not the big stadium of Barça, no? This is the small stadium. It's only for 6,000 people, no? But in this moment in the world there are discussions about the size of the stadiums, no? In the north of Europe they say that, well, to build stadiums for 8,000 people, well, sometimes happen, no? But in this moment people see the things in TV or in other places, no? But also this stadium, the commission was a stadium for 6,000 people, but with the capabilities to be used for all the competitions, also for the championships or other things. That then has many needs in relation with TV, lights, beeps, press, no? Y tal. Well, this was a competition and was very difficult, no? And then we decided different things that I will try to explain, no, to you. It's in one place, this is the stadium, it's in one place that are all the fields to train of Barça, no? And this is the position of the new stadium, no? The first decision was that, well, we want to put people in all the sites, I will explain this, that for us is important. And we put place, you see these 5 or 6 lines in all the perimeter. If the commission is to put 6,000 people in 6 or 7 lines, it's possible to put 6,000 people, and you finish the history of the project. But, well, it's not enough. And then we decided to put 5,000 people in all the perimeter, but in all the perimeter. Why? Because we want to achieve this idea that you arrive in the top of the terraces, of the grades, no? And you can enter to this space, because we think that it's better to arrive like in the Greek theaters, no? With this idea that you arrive. Also because this is a modern stadium and with a lot of facilities, they want that the 6,000 places are covered, no? And then, well, these 5,000 are in these 5 lines that also you see that we accept that we need to put people here. This was a discussion in my office, because architects don't like this in the stadiums, no? Don't like this curve. Normally, architects don't put people in the corners, no? Or they put these lines like that, no? I will explain this more in 1 second, no? This is the stadium with people in all the place. Well, the iconic asymmetry. I see in other projects that we like the asymmetry, no? We like the asymmetry, no? We think that if you work with landscape, you need to be asymmetrical. The asymmetry, the symmetric things are for people that don't like landscape. Because if you think in landscape, always you have the north here and the south in the other part, the river in this part and the mountain in the other. And always there are many ideas to be asymmetrical, no? In this case, the asymmetrical idea arrives for other things. Arrive for the idea that we need to put 6,000 people, but we need many facilities. And then we say, well, we will put the facilities in the old-fashioned way. And what is the old-fashioned way? The old-fashioned way in stadiums was this, no? In many English fields in the beginning of the football appear this kind of buildings in one part of the stadium. Also, in the first Barça stadium, the 1999 was only one piece in one part of the stadium. One of the reasons because we won this competition was that somebody in the jury said that our stadium was similar with the old stadium of Barça, no? And well, this asymmetrical idea no? That also is in relation with the program, no? Because in this building there are facilities, there are the place to change the players to different situations, no? And for the press, and also for the camera master, for the TV, no? And for the lights in this building, no? Appear like that, no? With this big building, but here there are only 1,000 people because we have here the 5,000 in this part. Also, as you say, no, the colors of the building are in relation with the colors of our club. No? For the reason, we say, well, we try always to work with this idea of identity. No? We need to find identity in all the places. We have this idea of relationship with the, how arrive to the building. Well, this is the system to build. No? Here is to explain, we use these explanations for the jury, no? With more stadiums. Sometimes it's not good to criticize other architects, no? But well, was always to explain that normally this is a stadium from a very famous and good architect, very famous, no? And I like a lot the work of Soto de Moura. But for me, I think one stadium with too big pieces for people, without people in the corners. If you play football, this don't have sense, because the player need to be like in the Roman circle, in the Roman place. Do you need to be people in all in all the perimeter? Many architects don't like the corners because it's difficult, no? Seems don't beautiful, no? To resolve the corner. No? And many architects resolve, there are other examples, the asymmetrical ideas with difficult forms for the building. We decided that we accept the corners, no? And at the end, we like to see, like all the players, when make a goal, now go directly to the corner. No? Then, how is possible that one architect don't put people in the corner, in the corners, yes, in the corner, if it's the place, or all the players go. So. Also to say, as you say, that we are very happy with our project because happen that this is the stadium where play the women. No? And the Barça women, do you know that in this moment are the best of the world, no? Not the men's, no? Better than the Americans that won in the last in the last Mundial, in the last World won championships, no? Spain won, but with a lot of players from Barça. No? This is Alexia Putellas, that was one of the best. Well, this unity, we try to unify the asymmetrical with the roof of the small thing. No? And in the presentation for the jury, we explain this as the main idea of our project. No? This connection in between the roof and the thing. No? Well, this is other thing. No? And only to say that also we are very happy that Barça, that have many stadiums, in the last years, use more or less always our stadium for all the things that they do. Things like cars, new presentations, or things. And also happened that the other day, the men's also play in our stadium. This is Lamine Yamal, no? That now is the best. In 1 minute, 1 minute is, I am on time. 3/4 is very difficult. In Spain, we make lectures that 1 hour and a half. It was very difficult for me to explain in 3/4 some ideas here. But I always, I like to finish with my garden. No? But it's not my garden because my wife is also here, Mercedes, that she wanted that I present you. That is our garden, no? And I like to explain that, well, we have a little house in front of the sea. I know that this is good, but it's to explain that with the years, when we find a place to be a garden, we prefer a house in front of the sea, but our garden is an agricultural orchard, no? We produce olive, we produce orange. No? In winter, in the mornings, I have the lucky that I can eat one toast with my oil and one orange from our orchard. No? And the house is a small house that was an old house that we only changed some things. And also we have a small oasis that you see with a swimming pool. No? This is the swimming pool. Now I explain something about that. We have the orange trees. We have sometimes in summer we have tomatoes. No? And why agricultural peace? Well, I think that when somebody design their garden, design their paradise. No? Garden is the paradise of the different societies along the life. No? The English design one paradise, the French another, the Romans another, every moment, no? in relation with the ideas of the moment design. For us, I think the city, this is personal, but also city in this moment, the paradise is to recover the relationship with productivity, no? Or with produce the food that the cities need, and in the case of people, to produce the food or some or part of the food of that. Also because I think that to see how the tomatoes grow, no, is the best image that you can see in one garden, more than grass or other things. But well, I also have a little piece of grass that I control in this area, this small oasis with some palm trees. The house is very small, but has a big porch. Well, the porch is important because my friend that is very near has a beautiful house designed for a famous architect in Spain that don't have porch. No? And he and she are always inside. He said that are always inside the vitrina, inside the piece is a beautiful house that perhaps you know because it's very famous, that this summer that was very hot, we stay in August here, no? My friends say, I am always inside this glass box with the air conditioned in 17, no? In 17. And I say to him, well, we stay in the porch, wonderful, without any air conditioner, because the air cross like that. Well, this is only to say that sometimes perhaps we need to rethink how we live, no? How we live and how we design the things. For example, in many architectures in Spain has disappeared the porch. What in the Mediterranean area, in the past, when I was a child, all the houses has a big porch, but seems that architects don't like porch, in the same way that architects don't like the corners, no? An engineer likes rotundas. It's necessary, we need to discuss things. But the last thing is that we design a swimming pool. And the swimming pool, well, it's my house, it's our house. We need to experiment things. And we experimented with a natural swimming pool, that the right part is a biofilter, no? That with the movement, the water, without any chemical element, no? Is always clean. We build the swimming pool with concrete. We say that it's a balsa, agricultural piece, but the important thing is to see that this is a small biofilter, but also is a small wild place, no? A small wetland. This, sometimes we have animals here, no? One day arrived this bird, and now this bird spent some hours eating the son of the fox, los hijos de las ranas. How? Okay, this. And then delta of the river, that has big wetland, and I explained that perhaps this bird is coming from Africa, because they have migration, and was very tired, and don't arrive. to the big well. But now, suddenly, she or he see our well, and then say, well, I am safe. And then he arrives to our small well, and then spend some hours, and after that, the small restaurant decided that he can arrive to the big well. This is the idea that everybody can do something, small perhaps, in your balcony, in your garden, no? Suddenly to build the private edge in the garden, or everybody can do something to increase nature, to increase biodiversity, and in all the buildings, in the small buildings, in the big buildings, in the new cities, in all the places. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Batlle. I hope we have even time for one or maybe two questions. If anyone has a question for Enric Batlle, now would be the moment. Any questions from the audience? Okay. Can someone...
Hi. Just a little thank you for the great presentation you just gave. I'm curious about the master plan you explained, where you proposed a productive landscape into the city. So I was wondering, was it an intentional move? And if yes, then how did you plan the mobility and connectivity for the animals that were going to be present in the central urban space? Oh.
In this project of the ship was the true is that we don't think it in the ships at the beginning. We only think it in the green citizens. No? We designed the park for the citizens that want to go to the nature. No? No? That are a lot of people that walk or bike and use this park to connect. Was casualidad. Was a coincidence. But, well, I like to explain that was a coincidence. Was a coincidence, but if you design with these ideas, we design for to go outside, but then happened that outside also want to enter in the city. And then for this idea, we use I think that it's possible to think about that, no? That sometimes we design the cities with an edge, no? The feel and the city, no? And I think that this intersection, people like this kind of intersection, no? And then when the shepherd entered, the police forbidden, no? But then it was very interesting because one day, one of the happenings that we organized here was that I present the shepherd to the mayor of the city, no? Like living, like in Africa, no? And I say, well, this is the shepherd, what do you want? And then now it's possible to enter, they permitted that they enter, not in the school hours. They have a timetable, no? that they can enter. But I think that this idea that there are people, it's interesting to know the things that people say. There are a division of opinions, no? For example, there are people that say that, what is this, no? We prefer a perfect grass, no? With flowers and other things, no? And there are other people that say that is wonderful, no? In this area, from 2 or 3 years, lived a famous artist, singer, no? That I'm sure that you know, no? Or somebody will know, no? Because was the wife of one famous player of Barça team, no? That is Shakira, no? And one day Shakira stopped here, because Shakira lived near the park, and but she forbidden us to film, because if not, I put Shakira here. And then she explained us that the thing that like more that the new neighborhood that she's living is that it's possible to see chips inside the city, no? Inside the city. And he stopped it with the sons and stuff. Well, it's only, I think, it's not only to think about that, no? There are other places in Netherlands, there are many new parks that they use ships for maintenance, no? Because who maintain better one prairie, one field like that, no? That the ships, no? Well, I think that this idea to do this idea that to design the city in between, no? In between two walls.
Thank you.
One more? Okay.
My question is, most of the architects, I saw your residence and it was wonderful, but my question is, most of the architects would prefer the building to be in front of the beach and have direct view of the ocean. And also I saw that your home was a single-storied home which was laid back and you had the garden behind the road, which kind of hinders the view of the ocean. So what was the reason behind it? Why did you want it to be like that? And also why a single story? If you had one more story, you could have also had a view.
Good question. But there are different answers. At the end, there are the urban regulations that, in this case, forbidden to build another floor, no? Another store, because it's only the refurbishment, no, the reform of an old building. But well, in this situation, in this place, this is agricultural land, no? And perhaps I explain very quickly, no? And if this is the sea, all the pieces of land are very long and very estrechas, very narrow, no? Why? Because this is a fields, agricultural land with water, no? And then all the old houses are in the high part, in the higher point, because in this point they have a well that they take the water, because there are many water 5 meters under the head. And in this place they build the house, the well, no? The house for the things to work, and then the water go to the well and irrigate all the field, no? And irrigate all the field. This is the history of the place. This is the identity of the place. Do you think that it's better to put the house here or to conserve the idea that the house need to be in the place where during all the years, no? Another answer. Some people, these are 5 kilometers from the town, that are very good because the street is very small, there are beaches, no? And there are many pieces like that. There are some people that has built the house here, no? Because the idea, the modern idea is, well, the good place is here, no? But happen another thing, that rain a lot here, no? Rain a lot here. And I like a lot, perhaps I need to put in the presentations, that in the last flooding, all the houses in this part were over the water. Because it's very small, the difference, no? Because happened that here, everybody say, your house is good. Yes, you say, no, my house always is good because my house is the 1 meter just over the place where the floats arrive. No? But sometimes people forget the history of the places. No? This is possible to apply to other places, to all the places that in the future you will make projects. No? That sometimes in the history of the places there are ideas to develop the projects.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, Enric, for sharing your wisdom, designing wisdom, and your critical practices. Thank you. Thank you all for joining us today. There is more to come.